Well, hello, and hello. I must stop doing that. Well, hello, and welcome to another video back in the workshop. And what are we talking about today? Well, we need to talk about tyres. Now, I've done a couple of videos about tyres. Yes, the excitement never ends. And I did do a particular video about this tyre, which is a Schwalbe G1 speed 30mm tubeless tyres, and I waxed lyrical about this tyre. I said it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Funnily enough, I was in the car today, essential travel only, and the subject of sliced bread came up, and I said to my wife, as you do, right, there must have been something that was the best thing before sliced bread came along, because otherwise saying something is the best thing since sliced bread doesn't make any sense, does it? So what was it that was the best thing before sliced bread that then was no longer the best thing until sliced bread came along? And afterwards, what was the first best thing after sliced bread that came along? Anyway, so I said that this Schwalbe G1 speed 30mm tubeless tyre was the best thing since sliced bread, and I was really pleased with this tyre, and I used it quite a lot, and then I fell out of love with this tyre. My tyre romance came to an untimely end. Did the tyre cheat on me? No. Did I cheat on the tyre? No. But for some reason, and I think it had to do with punctures. When you get a puncture in a tubeless tyre, you think, well, why am I getting punctures in a tubeless tyre? I went tubeless, so I wouldn't get any bloody punctures. And I have seen, and it's not just me, by the way, that because I was using Schwalbe Pro 1 tubeless tyres, I've used them on a few times, got a number of punctures. Got a number of punctures. I'm going to slow down a bit. I've been watching Henry Wildeberry. If you watch his videos, he's an American, and he's really laid back. I mean, I don't know what he's been smoking or how long he's been smoking it for, but he is so chilled. This dude, it is amazing, and he doesn't talk in a really slow voice like I'm talking like now, but he is so chilled out, man. I remember when I was not that much younger, well, yeah, younger obviously, and you'd hear about Grateful Dead fans, and Grateful Dead fans used to smoke so much dope and take so much acid they could hardly stand. Now, I'm not passing any aspersions on Henry Wildeberry, by the way, unlike another favourite YouTuber of mine called Dustin Klein, who does make no secret of the amount of dope he consumes. And all I can say is right on, man. Yeah, good luck. Power to your elbow. I'm surprised you can even get on your fucking gravel bike, never mind ride it. By the way, I rode my gravel bike yesterday. First true gravel bike ride I did. You can see a video of it up there, around the back of me, I don't know where, and I managed to fall off. But the interesting thing about it is, because I was filming this on a GoPro with a mouth mount, and there's a review of that somewhere around here, I was actually filming when I fell off. Yes, guys, there is live video of me falling off my bike with a GoPro mouth mount in my mouth, although you can't see that bit because I'm filming it with the camera in my mouth. Anyway, back to the script. There's a script, I hear you say. So anyway, I fell out of love with the Schwalbe G1 tyres. And another tyre that I was using, this isn't tubeless, by the way, but this is just kind of on the subject of tyres. This is a Pirelli, and this is a Pirelli. Just checking my script. Oh yes, it's a P0 Velo 4S, and I was using this tyre for a number of rides, and again I was very pleased with this tyre. And then I was about to go out on a ride yesterday, maybe the day before, and I was pumping up my tyre out in the garden. Not ridden the bike for 2.5 months because of coronavirus. Not that I've had coronavirus, but because I've not been out riding the bike, and the tyre went boom, boom, and I thought, oh, there's a hole in the tyre. Anyway, so I took the tyre off and I checked it through like this, and I couldn't find a hole in it. So I thought, well, what's that all about? So I thought, before I throw it away, recycle, reuse, reduce, recycle, I'll put the tyre back on the wheel. I'll pump it up and see if I can see the hole that way. Anyway, I put the tyre on the wheel, pumped it up, and yes, I could see a very faint, not faint, but a hole that was just about to come through in the tyre. So I thought, well, I'm not going to take the risk. I'm not going to use that one anymore. So on my Mason definition, I hope you're following this far. Excellent bike, by the way. I started using a tyre which my friend Miles in the Old Portland Cycling Club recommended to me, and I was very pleased with that tyre. So when I was looking for some new tyres to put on the Giant, because I was no longer going to use the Pirellis and the G1 Speed I'd fallen out of love with, I thought I'd get them. So here they are, they've arrived, and they are the IRC Formula Tubeless. Now this is called the RBCC. Now the ones that I put on the Mason definition, which were recommended by Miles, were called the X-Guard, and they have an extra strong bit, no, that's not the right word. Yeah, I've had this trouble before in videos where my facility with language suddenly seems to be desert me. Anyway, they have a bit in the casing, that's it, a bit in the casing that is puncture, not proof, because nothing's really puncture proof, puncture resistant, I suppose. Anyway, these RBCCs are not quite the same as that. The X-Guards were out of stock, and you know how it is when you gotta have new tyres, you gotta have new tyres, you don't want to wait. So I thought I'd try these, and I did see some comment about them that said they were also pretty good. I don't know why I'm trying to do that, actually. I'll just pull the tyre up like that. So what are our IRC tyres, you may well ask? Well, they are Japanese. I know that much. There's an amount of Japanese writing there. Not sure you can read that. I certainly can't. Don't read Japanese. Used to be able to, but seem to have forgotten about it. It says here, welcome to IRC Tyre. Everyone dreams of founding a humble business and setting out to create a best-in-category product. Everyone wanted its superior product. Well, there you are. That's what IRC did, and they started making these tyres, and I'm going to put these tyres onto my Giant bike. I'm going to put them on tubeless. This video is not going to be about fitting these particular tyres to the Giant tubeless. There is another video which you can see up there, around the back, down there, I don't know, about fitting tubeless tyres. So hopefully I'll be able to manage this without too much problem. Anyway, the thing about these tyres, and well, there's nothing special about these tyres, they just happen to be good tyres, and so far on the Mason I haven't had any punctures with them. Probably haven't done that many miles on them. They are, well, what can you say about them? They're black. These are 28 mil. They are tubeless, as I say, and they're quite expensive. And you can't get them in most places, or you can only get them in a few places, possibly only one place. I got them from a place called the Cycle Clinic. 55 quid each, which is quite expensive. But then if you get a tyre and it lasts a long time, you don't get a lot of punctures, so you don't use up a lot of tubes. I suppose in the end you could say buy cheap, buy twice, buy expensive, buy them again. Yes, as I already have a pair on another bike. So there you are, the IRC tyres. I haven't really told you much about them. I mean, they're a tyre. What do you want to know? And I suppose what you want to know is how they ride, and I can't tell you that at the moment because I haven't ridden them on the Giant, but I'm going to put them on the Giant. I'm going to try them out, and maybe I'll feed back to you about what I think of them. I'm trying to chill out. I'm going to try and do a sort of Henry Wildeberry, Dustin Klein. Dustin Klein, by the way, despite the amount of dope he clearly consumes, he's not really laid back at all. He's quite hyper, whereas Henry Wildeberry, by the way, he calls himself Henry Wildeberry, Wildeberry, all one word. So Henry Wildeberry, which is quite unusual. I would have thought Henry was his first name and Wildeberry was his last name, but he doesn't call himself that. So I suppose YouTubers can do whatever they want. So that's the unboxing. I'm tiring out a bit, or chilling out a bit, or haven't been consuming any substances. I just have a bagel. I'm not sure a bagel helps to chill out a bit. So, hope you enjoyed that, and see you next time.